Hello, parents. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about scapegoating in parental alienation. We're going to talk about what it is, why does perpetrators use this tactic, and what to do about it. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Petra Deeter here at Victim to Hero Institute, and my goal here is to empower you so that you can leave the victim space and you can feel empowered as a hero so that you can fight for your personal situation so that you can save your children and save yourself. Now, scapegoating is a behavior where a toxic person will place blame, misplaced blame towards someone. For example, in parental alienation specifically, what it does is that it's making you, the alienated parent or the targeted parent, the bad guy, the bad parent. They're doing this because they wanted to displace their insecurity and try to distract and deflect any discomfort and the lack of credibility and lack of accountability on their part. And the reason they're doing this is because it creates, first of all, it creates this sense of ego boosting in themselves because they are toxic people and there's this need to, they have this sense of prejudice towards someone else. And so when you displace the blame onto someone else, you give them this sense of ego boosting. It's sort of like, because when you create a villain, right, it implies that there's a hero. So when they make you the villain, the bad guy, then it makes them feel like they are the hero. Now, this is really, like I said, it's a way of distracting and deflecting others from their own inadequacies. And so this usually works and it's very effective in situations like in chaos or when people are sort of insecure. So when you're talking about the personal situation, like within family environment, like parents are going through breakups and things like that, the children and the people outside, there's that sense of chaos, right? And so it's so easy to target people and to get them on board with this misdisplacement blames. And so it's so much easier for them to get followers. And that's why sometimes you may ask questions like, why do people believe in alienators? Why is it so easy for alienators to get flying monkeys, to get people that support their false narrative? It's because during this chaos, this sense of instability, like, a custody battles or something like that, alienators are able to use this sense of displacement where they're putting the blame onto you. And so it's easier for them to recruit followers and believers. The problem with that is that, as you know, as a victim, as the person that being target of this, you understand the pain and the suffering from that. But the problem with it is beyond what you are suffering. The problem is other people, in particular the children, have been caught in the middle of the parental conflict. The children is now being fed with this false narrative, and then it creates so much confusion, and it causes them to lose this sense of self-identity and their own judgment, because they start to question their ability to make accurate judgment. Now that's really dangerous for children development, as you are aware with the situation in your personal situation. Another thing about when you look into like theories and studies in cult culture is that when you create a common enemy, right? So in this situation, it's the alienators making you the common enemy with the child, right? It's easier, and also with your families and your friends, with people around the community, is when they create this sense of common enemy, they're making you the enemy. It's easier for them to recruit these people into their cult, so to speak, because what it is there's that sense of purpose, because when you have this chaos going on, people are confused and they try to make sense of things and they try to figure out what to do. If there's somebody who speak up, it's sort of like there's that leadership sense, right? And then if that leader pointing out this common enemy, and then everyone can throw rocks at this enemy. It's easier for these leaders, even though they are toxic and even though they create this false narrative, it's easier for them to recruit followers. And this is why toxic people and alienators employ this tactic, because like I said, it works on two ways. One is that it helps their own ego, but two is that it helps them recruit people that are innocent, people that don't have very strong critical thinking skill, and especially people that are caught in the middle of the confusion of the chaos. Okay, the problem with this is like I mentioned, for you as a target of the situation, is that the kind of damage and suffering that you are being caused to you, but also the damage to the people that involved, which is the children, the chaos for them. And then at the same time, it doesn't solve the actual problem, right? Because when the blame is being placed on you, nobody is paying attention on the solution that needed. The child is suffering in the middle, and yet one parent or one alienator or one group of people, all they're doing is pointing finger at you instead of focusing on what solutions needed for the child. And so now we have this even bigger problem than it was. And thank you, Des. I see Des in the chat room saying, yes, it is like a cult. It is very much like a cult. And they employ this charismatic tactic, of being the leader by pointing out the enemy, right? So that's how they recruit the child and they recruit other people outside. Now, I'm talking about the micro level, which is as your personal situation. Recently, I also want to talk about this from the macro level, which is recently I've been getting a lot of messages from parents and from people that talking and raising their concern and their confusion about how there are people out there that sort of plays the role of a professional or the role of an advocate, but yet they spending so much time and effort in destroying and attacking the reputation of other professionals in the field. Now, this is really exactly the same thing. It's scapegoating. It's the same as what alienators is doing to you in your family situation, but here at the bigger level. Hi, John. Thank you so much. And so what they're doing is they are this professional, when they're targeting and attacking other professionals, what they're doing is they're displacing their insecurity, their anger, their uncomfortness, and they try to deflect their inadequacy by blaming other people. And what it does is, because there's this chaos, right? We all know that parental alienation is a very big problem, and everyone's trying to figure out how to fix this. So there's a bit of chaos going on. So this person is doing this to boost their own ego, and then at the same time, it also helping them, because then now they're getting even more followers, because parents are a little bit confused, and so they need kind of a sense of purpose. So when they see a professional targeting and attacking another professional or a group of other professionals, it's hard for them to decipher what is what. And so, when somebody putting up a poster and say, here is our common enemies, right? It's easy to recruit followers that way. The problem is, when you're not recognizing that this is simply a scapegoating tactic, you're getting caught in the middle, and it doesn't solve anything. It doesn't help you in your personal case. It definitely doesn't help the cause. It can help that personal ego, but it doesn't help the cause. It doesn't help you. The way for you to recognize this is when you see someone spending so much more time and effort in attacking and blaming other people instead of focusing on solution to help you. Okay, now there's no one size fit all solution. This is a very complex problem, and it's very different in every different situation. It is a dysfunctional family dynamic, so it's involved human, and it involves multiple parties and very different situations. So there's no one size fit all solution. It's great if you have some kind of way to solve it. It doesn't mean that other people are wrong, and it also doesn't mean that you are right. By putting other people down, you're not helping the victims out there. So the best way for other people to recognize this is to look at that person's behavior. And for parents, like I see so many messages from people that raising concern and feeling this sense of helpless and hopelessness. And when they see professionals attacking other professionals, creating even more confusion. And that's the last thing that you need. Because I know what you're going through. You're dealing so much with your personal situation. You're trying to cope within yourself. You're trying to save your children. You're trying to deal with all the false allegation and the attack that's going on out there. There's already so much for you to deal with. So what I'm trying to tell you is focus on your personal healing. Focus on your personal situation. Find whatever tools that you think is best for your case. Do whatever that you need for your personal case. Don't engage in these campaigns of attack against other professionals. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help the cause. So really focus on your personal case. Now, when it comes to the personal case, I want to say this to people that are standing outside, like family and friends and the community and teachers and mental health professionals out there. Look at a case and see when someone is constantly focused so much more effort on blaming a parent instead of focusing on how do we heal the child? How do we focus on the well-being of the child, the developmental needs of the child? Then that should be a red flag for you. Don't participate, don't empower that perpetrator, because the damage to the child is horrendous. Let's focus on solution. That's my message to you today. Now I see Patricia said, thank you for hope. Thank you so much. Really, I really appreciate all of you guys for being here. If you have questions, if you have comment, I'd love to hear it. I don't like to go in and name people, but I do want to point out that there are that I do not support people that going out there destroying other people, creating confusion, and taking advantage of victims who are already confused and needing help. So for all of you out there, stay strong, focus on your own healing, finding solutions for your own personal case. I'm here for you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you guys soon.